Hey, this is Brian, thanks for watching Keys. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to change the oil on your 992 911 Carrera. Once we're done with the physical oil change, we're gonna go back with this AUTEL scanner and I'm gonna show you how to reset the oil service light so the job is completely done in your garage. Before we get started, let's talk about all of the products and tools that you're going to need, and for convenience, we've listed all of this out for you down in the description below. For oil, we are going to be using Liqui-Moly's 4110 5W40 oil. As you can see right over here, this has the Porsche C40 certification, which is essential for maintaining your warranty on your Porsche. If you use oil that is not certified, it is possible, if Porsche does an oil analysis, that they could void a warranty, so don't take the risk and get what's recommended. In addition to our Liqui-Moly oil, we will be using Liqui-Moly Ceratec. This essentially ceramic coats the inside of your engine to prevent excessive wear. Over here we have a Moly filter, a new sealing ring for our oil filter housing, and we like to use a brand new oil plug. As many of you already know, with the 992 Porsche, they use a plastic drain plug. While they're technically reusable, they're very inexpensive, so we always replace it with a genuine product. Then we have a lot of tools you'd expect, like a torque wrench, a ratchet, an extension, and then also a 36mm socket. This is to get that cap on the oil filter off. Then to reset our oil service light, we have an AUTEL MX808S diagnostic tool. All right, with that, let's get started. For today's project, we are going to be doing it on a lift strictly for camera angles. It is totally unnecessary to have a lift to do this project at home. We highly recommend either a jack and jack stands, or easier, you can just roll up on some race ramps and you will be good to go. So let's head over to the car and start the oil change. First things first, let's pop the rear deck. If you haven't done this yet, just open your door and it's the button in the back. Next thing we need to do is remove the oil and the coolant caps, which are located over here on the driver's side. Be very careful when removing the caps, especially the coolant, because Porsche does recommend that you do oil change with the oil warm. So when it comes time to do the coolant cap, just go extremely slow. Next, what we're going to do is remove this piece of plastic trim. So you're just going to take your hand under it and just lift up. If you take a look over here, there's rubber grommets that these little plastic pegs are held into. And then there's these plastic pieces over here, which clip into these. Now, to make sure nothing mistakenly falls into my coolant or my oil, I do like to just gently set the caps on top. With the oil, I'm gonna put it at a little bit of an angle. I wanna make sure that I can still get airflow for the best flow when I'm draining the oil. Next, we need to move this fan out of the way. So as you can see, it's held in with these rubber grommets again. So I'm just gonna lift up like that. And then there's two more over here. Just pop those out. And with this, you can just put it to the side, or if you want to unplug it, move it out of the way completely, you are welcome to do so, but by putting it over here, it's totally out of the way. And now we can see our oil filter housing. Now that we're done with all of the prep work, let's put the car up in the air and drain the oil. All right, so when it comes to draining your oil, you're going to look for this little plastic oil plug. Looks like this under the car. So take your drain tool, put it in here, and it just twists a little bit, maybe one rotation or so. Okay, there you go. You can let all that drain out. All right, then you can take your brand new drain plug and you're gonna twist it in. You're gonna go slow and you're gonna listen for a click right there. It's going to line up with this little arrow over here and over here. So make sure it is a straight line across. Do not over torque it because it can strip out. All right, then you can just clean up any oil and then we'll put the car down and continue up top. So now that the car is back on the ground, we're going to remove the old oil filter and install the new one. What I like to do is I like to get these roll microfibers, just throw a bunch up here, and then I also like to throw a bunch down here just to prevent any spillage from getting on any of our belts or anything. All right, so now with your 36mm socket, you're gonna put it right down here, and you can remove the oil cap. So now what we're going to do is remove our sealing ring here. Set that over there. We're gonna take our new one. These are included with the Moly filter. Okay, put that in the groove. Make sure that it's not accidentally on one of the threads. There is a designated space for it. Okay, we're going to get our filter, and I like to press it onto the actual car and then screw the cap on. So we're just gonna press it in here. What I found is this is a lot tighter fit than the actual housing. Okay. So put that on there. Make sure that everything is nice and straight. Then just take a dab of your new oil and lubricate your O-ring. And we're going to install this, so we're going to torque it down to 25 Newton meters. All right, make sure that when you are initially threading this on, that you have very little resistance. If it starts to get really tight really quick, make sure that that little plastic cage in the oil cap is centered and it's going into the center of the oil filter. Good to go, so now I can pull out my towel. All right, so now it is time to add our oil. So we're going to add 8.3 liters, not quarts, 8.3 liters of oil. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to show you how to reset the oil light. But after you refill your engine with oil, what you wanna do is start the car and you wanna get it up to temperature, and then you want to do an oil reading in the car electronically. Unfortunately, they don't have manual dipsticks, and that is a process you have to go through. We're going to verify that it is in fact the correct oil amount. This is what is recommended in Porsche's technical documentation. So it is supposed to be right, but there is a chance that sometimes you have to add just a little bit more. So with that, let's fill this up with 8.3 liters of liquid moly oil and fill it up. All right, so now it is time to fill the car with oil. As you can see, I like to use one of these oil jugs. What I like to do is put my finger on the end and it helps guide it exactly where you want it to go. It's a lot easier than pouring all of these individually. So let's fill it up. All right, good to go. All right, so once you've done that, you can reinstall your fan. Just pop those in. Pop that down, then remove your caps. And we're going to install our plastic trim again. Okay, press that down. All right, since it's a little bit tight on the lift, I'm gonna show you how to do this outside of the car with the AUTEL scanner. We are not endorsed by AUTEL in any way. We have tried out a variety of different scanners. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't working with the 992. We found this one to work great with the 992, the Macan, and many other Porsches. First thing you wanna do, I have my key in the car. I'm gonna flip it onto accessory mode by clicking it, but not starting it. Then if you haven't done so already, plug the other end of the AUTEL into the OBD2. It's located under the dash right near the dead pedal. Then on the AUTEL scanner, you're going to hit the service button. You're gonna go up here to where it says oil reset. It's gonna ask what kind of car you have. Go over to where it says Porsche, click that button. Then you're gonna hit automatic selection. It's gonna run your VIN after you hit this read button. And then once this is done, we're gonna hit OK. Okay, it's a 2020 992. Yes, that's correct. Then over here, it's gonna say hot functions. We're gonna hit that button. Then at the top left, it says oil reset. Then we're gonna hit this button over here that says auto oil reset. Okay, and for this feature, you do need to be connected to the internet with your device. We're gonna hit OK. And we're gonna do oil service, hit OK. And the maintenance interval has successfully been reset. All right, now that the oil light is reset, let me show you how to check your oil level. All right, so what you're gonna have to do is drive the car a couple miles. Again, I don't know why Porsche makes you do that, but it is something you have to do. We got everything up to temperature. The car is now off. We just drove maybe 10 miles or so. So go to this vehicle screen here. Then you're gonna push this little button on your steering wheel. Then you're gonna go down to oil level, and it's going to read it out. So you can see there's max, there's min. We're towards max. I'm going to add another ½ liter or so and just try to get it a little bit closer to that top line. But all in all, we're in a good safe range. So let me top it off and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, we just dropped in about another ½ liter of oil and it looks like we are golden. So as you saw, changing the oil on your 992 911 Carrera is a very easy process, and it's something you can do easily at home, and it's also going to save you some money. So if you're interested in any of the parts or tools we use in today's video, see the links down in the description. Once again, my name is Brian. Thanks for watching Kies. If you like today's video, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at kies.com, Kies.com, for all of your Porsche and BMW needs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.